Paradise, Louisiana, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana would also like to thank these sponsors.
Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Aerial Access, the leader in aerial work process. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores, we have more than you expect. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Farm Bureau Insurance, Louisiana Fish Fry Product, Demco, First South Farm Credit, Area Wholesale Tire Company, with tire programs for tire dealers.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana, and this is Get Start Hunting edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Risponi.
I'm Don Dubuque, and it's not just get started in hunting. We've got lots of other activities as we make that turn towards fall, and that means football, fishing, fall fishing, and a lot of hunting, and also some outdoor news. We got a lot coming up on the show today.
We got a lot coming up, and you say fall, you have to remember that's when the leaves start falling. Then you got to go rake leaves. You'd be lucky enough to have to cut grass. You can forget about it, just go fishing and have fun. The hunting, fishing, go to ball games. You get to go to ball games? You've been going to some high school ball games,
some high school ball games, and been watching a few on TV and getting in my share of fishing and hunting as always. And speaking of the hunting,
how you do it, John.
It's called time management. You must have went to the Les Miles School of Time Management. I went to the Sean Payton School of Time.
I'm a fan of Les Miles. Good thing
I am too. I really do. I really like the guy.
To do that. But look, I want to tell you though, we are doing a great job getting in. Thanks to Gary Krause driving and taking video. We had one busy week again. Started in Lake Charles. We went to Lake Charles and at my brother's beautiful old settlement. I call it a state. The fishing didn't cooperate all the time, except at night. We went with Ken Chamont, who is the manufacturer and distributor of the hottest bait going on right now. You notice on TV, it's not one of our sponsors, but being a news program, the hottest bait going right now is Voodoo shrimp. And then we left there, we came home, and we spent one day at home, and we took off again, and went to Leeville, spent the night, had a great supper, and the Leeville Seafood Restaurant treated us good twice. Gary's been knowing that Mr. Sherman for a long time, and I'm going to tell you what, I had to tell y'all how well Gary had me fed. This is one time I used to have him fed, he had me fed, and we did a good. Mr. Sherman, thank you. And we was there, the main thing we was there for the kickoff launch, Leeville, and we made a fishing trip with Captain Gary Hart the next morning. Fished 2 or 3 hours, caught a few fish. Captain, I'm telling you what, Captain been there so long, he's such a great fisherman, great guy. And we came back in the J. Dardenne and we got interviews with all the dignitaries there, the parish president, Charlotte Randolph, the people from the Highway 1 Foundation, all of them. Henri, great food, great time, great people, great cause.
Well, speaking of fishing, I got to make a trip with one of my favorite fishing buddies, Dudley Vandenborg. Made a trip out to the Rigolets. We showed you a few weeks ago about fishing one bridge. We fished another bridge, had a good time doing that. We'll show you some highlights of that. But getting back to that opening week of teal season, boy, when the dust settled, everybody was going, what happened? Where were the teal? With very few exceptions, teal season was pretty much a bust so far, but it's far from over.
Well, you say that, and that was the last part of our trip. So Gary and I, when we got in, we cleaned up, we told everybody thank you, and we drove to Gueydan, or just west of Gueydan. We had a boy named invited me. I was at the Duck Festival. Chris Myers invited me to go with his family, and he had a lease right there. It's called Cypress. So, and every year, I've been in that area from Monpalousas all the way to Lake Arthur. I travel there, and I'm gonna go to the Klondike Grocery, and I'm going to see what the reports are. In the last 12 years, they've been outstanding. This is the worst year in 12 years for that area. But we also had some people that caught some limits, and when we get to the report, I'll tell you more about it. But you know what I went to at the Klondike Grocery.
Oh, I know. I've had that tasso po' boy, and I'm looking for another one. You didn't even bring me one. But that's all right, I'll forgive you. We got hunting to talk about, we got fishing to talk about, and lots of events all across South Louisiana. So stay with us. We'll be right back. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
At Blue Cross, we pay healthcare bills for more than 1 million Louisianians. When all is said and done, after we pay claims, taxes, and operating costs, we keep only a few cents of your premium dollar and hold that in reserve for you. That reserve fund is for your protection and is owned by you, our customers. Your healthcare dollar should pay for your health. We're Blue Cross. We're fighting for quality, affordable healthcare for you.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, we're all talking about speckled trout fishing. The fish are getting ready to make that transition. Some of them are already in the transition from the outside to the inside. One place you can pretty well count on catching them any time of the year is in the transition tunnel, I call it. And that's the Rigolets Pass that connects Chandelier Sound, Lake Bourne with Lake Pontchartrain. Those speckled trout and the shrimp, they pass in and out of there. A lot of the bait fish come in there, even tarpon come in there. There's always some water moving, and unless the tide's really, really strong, you can usually get down there, fish the bottom with some live bait, and do pretty good on catching a mixed variety of fish. Speckled trout, redfish, some white trout, flounder, drum, sheep's head, just about anything will show up in there. And made the trip with Dudley, you know, one of the famous fishermen from the Slidell area.
And by the way, he had that heart procedure. He's doing real good.
He's doing very good. He said he hasn't felt that good in a long, long time. Here he is, Captain Dudley Vandenborn of Captain Dudley's Charters, fishing Highway 90, Chef Bridge. All right, the trout are at the bridge. Which bridge? You may be surprised.
Been a little slow. It's just starting to pick up where it's getting good. There's a lot of bait and all. I think it was a bait issue. You know, they didn't have a lot of shrimp into the lake. When the shrimp don't come in, the fish don't come in. Wasn't many pogies, so there wasn't a whole lot for them to feed on. But you know, as you can see today, there was a lot of bait coming through the water. There's a lot of shrimp coming in right now. Should have a really, really good fall. When the tide runs, so you need bigger sinkers. You know, instead of using 3/8 or a ½ ounce, you got to go to 3/4, even to ounce and a half. And what happens is the fish will position himself in a certain spot, so you got to know where the little drop-offs are and the little ledges. But you know, they're in here. You know, the water's cooler down there. The bait's got to come through here to them. You know, that's why they're in here. And it's just going to get better as it gets cooler. We need one little cool front comes through, and they'll be all over.
Yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Right now, the trout are all mixed up. You can catch a 4-pound fish, and then your next stroke catch one you can't keep. But, you know, the trout will vary. It's a little bit odd to have as many small fish as they have in right now. But, you know, drums, sheephead, redfish, they're always in the occasional flounders. If you go on a shoreline, you'll catch the flounders. But, you know, there's a little bit of everything in here. That's what's good about it. You know, you end up with a variety of a catch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A white trout too. Yeah, look at that. Whew. Yeah. Where's the net? Yeah. Oh, there he is. Now that is a pretty speckled trout, and normally what you might find on those other bridges, but today They're on the car bridge.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends. It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
Welcome to Teal season 2013. Cypress, Louisiana. If you want to know where Cypress is, ask Chris right here. This is Chris Myers that invited us here. Chris?
It's about 6 miles outside of Gueydan, in between Gueydan and
Klondike.
Yeah, Klondike.
Yeah.
6 miles from Lake Arthur, in between all that.
All right. Stay tuned. You're gonna should see some good shooting. They spotted about 60 teal here yesterday evening. We ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Just quit talking. Let's go get ready.
Let's go.
Daylight's coming fast.
Get there, Bo. Bring it back, Bo. Bring it back. Bring it back. Drop it. First bird of the year. Hopefully the only bird. That's the deal.
Cecil Cox from Carencro, Louisiana.
Roy Myers, Youngsville, Louisiana. Chris Myers, Youngsville, Louisiana. My son, Roy. This is Bo.
That's who's dead.
This is his daddy, Chester.
This happens. If y'all got the duck report, the teal were down right now in Louisiana, down 75% from last year at this time. And I wish Larry Reynolds would have had that report before we got up at 4:30 this morning. I heard Gary Hart talking to Don Dubuque. So, guys, I know y'all disappointed, but it was a beautiful day. The crew front is moving in right now.
Sir.
Mosquitoes wasn't that bad. We had great food. I'm telling you, great food last night with that catfish courtbouillon and them fried fish, fried frog legs, and everything else they had going. It was a tremendous day. I enjoyed it. Y'all gonna be hanging around here. That front might move them. We got reports from Eunice that killed birds down in Venice. You know, so there's some birds in the state, and there are more coming. So, Chris, I know you're disappointed. You said last year right here, you know, they had 8 limits by the first thing in the morning, but it happens.
I just think it's a little early. Maybe the season might open up a little early. The birds didn't make it down.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This is the professional duck hunter right here. So
Yeah, they all of them and your boy, they shot good, but you know, they got a few ducks. Dogs got to work, and there's always another day, and I believe the rest of them birds are coming. So, you watching? Huh?
They on their way.
They're on their way? You sure about that? You told us about the survey.
Oh, we hope they're on their way.
You know you're a blessed individual. got a great son, a great son-in-law, and you got a good family. That's all what it's about.
Yes, sir.
I got a good health report this week. I'm ready to go back for the rest of the season right now. It just made me hungrier.
It wouldn't be no fun. It wouldn't be no fun hunting by yourself.
That's it. You watching Paradise, Louisiana? We're going to go get a tasso po' boy, Klondike Grocery.
Opening day, first year I've ever seen it this slow. We had a lot of singles, a lot of doubles, and it was just really slow. The ones that did come in, we pretty much stayed in the pond. They didn't leave. We knocked down 7. We found 3. Grass is real tall, but hopefully we'll get us a little front or something. Move some birds in. That's what we're looking for.
It's still really warm all the way up the country. I had some friends that hunted in Canada last week, and they killed teal in Canada.
Yeah.
So those teal were supposed to be already down here. It's just a late flight. That's all.
Oh, we seen a few flying, but they just they wasn't enough to really do a whole lot of good. We ended up with about 4 or 5. I mean, they had some bunches flying over and stuff, but they just.
Gotta agree with my boy Rip, and we talked about it last night. That we said we would do for a bad one, and today was the day. How many of y'all killed total?
One. Killed one bird this morning.
We're hunting with Josh Saunier, and he actually put us with another guide he has, Matt Fontenay. And I've been hunting with Josh for the last 2 years now. He's got a real good setup. We had a real good blind in the marsh, and we figured we had about 100 ducks come in.
Well, the main thing is get them. You said you lost 3. So y'all quit shooting me because y'all had the limitation to found them, which is most ethical hunters do. But what happened to those 3?
Alligators.
Now, you remember I told y'all last week, when you hunting this time of year with alligators in the water, you don't send your dog unless you can watch him all the way, especially in the marsh. A lot of people I know don't hunt with their dogs in the marsh. If they put them in the blind, and they go with them to find the ducks until it's over.
Hey, this is Connie Crochet. You at Klondike Country Moor. You're watching Paradise of Louisiana, and y'all come visit us. We got the best tasso po' boys in town. Come on out.
Connie knows I come here every year. Tell them Connie I'll pay for this one. People
Yes,
think I'm a mooch.
No, he's not a mooch. He pays for it.
I'm not a mooch. I pay for this. But even when I hunt 60 miles from here, I come over here for this party. Listen to the music, eat, find out good reports, find out bad reports. Mainly see Miss Connie. Ready?
That's right. How's that taste?
Just right.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
I can't believe y'all brought me out in the blind and we ain't got no food. Man, I'm hungry.
Don't worry, Gary. This will be over quick.
Thanks to our sponsor, Raising Cane's and Todd Grays, a real Louisiana sportsman and conservationist, with true aim and sure shot, giving back to Louisiana.
Good job, girl. That's a better retrieve than any duck. Cane's, the official chicken of Louisiana outdoors.
Of all the tools in your house, this could easily be the most dangerous, but it doesn't have to be. At Dimco, we can't stress this enough. Just keep it, and you, far away from power lines.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Earlier in the show, we showed you catching speckled trout on the east end of the state in the Rigolets with Dudley. You went west.
I went west, and then, like I said, like everywhere else, it's transition. One day it's feast, next day it's famine. We didn't catch the tides right, but fishing at night, under the light, when they got an east wind blowing on that part of the lake, it's hot. This is Ken Chamont. This is some of the great baits that he's got coming from him. One of them is the wedge, one of them is the Voodoo shrimp, and he's got a bunch of them coming, so stay tuned and hear more about it. This is Ken Chamont. This is Voodoo shrimp. You ain't got to see what the bait is now. Just them put them up on the bank. That's 12-inch fish.
Well, this is the original Voodoo right here. We came out with the little one first, and it's been my experience when you're building baits, small baits will catch more fish. That's all there is to it. So this looked more like a 30-count shrimp. And you know, if you look at the trout when they're eating shrimp and feeding on shrimp, pay close attention to the size because they're all 30 counts, right, Gary? I mean, if you've been in school and fish, right. You'll notice that
even when you go to bait shops and you buy them, most of them in that count. 20,
and people like to catch fish. Count. There's no doubt we like big trout, but I like trout. So I think for overall fishing, when you can give put a bait out and where moms and dads and kids and brothers and sisters can go out and have a good time with a pop and cork with a small bait like this, yeah, they'll catch 1.5 pound, 2 pound trout. On occasion, as you can see, we caught some 7-pound reds on this thing tonight. So big fish will hit it, but overall, we thought the little was a way to go to get people more interested.
But you got something for everybody.
Now we got a big one.
People that want to fish big one, and you're doing it right now, and you just get around catching them on this side.
And that's the jumbo, and that's going to be out. We're about 45 days away. I'd say October, mid-October, we should be in stock with that. And we put them online at first, only because it gives a good feel for what colors sell before we go to the dealer. So I like to put them online. We'll see how they do, because
you got your captain's got something.
Right, and we send out the guides, and we send out to you and your team and your people, and we get them on the water, and we kind of pick and choose, because you can't build every color in the spectrum. So if we come out with 14 colors, you only may have 7 that are really winners. You know, the other 7 are so-so.
Especially when you don't want to waste it on them others, especially when you're having a hard time getting them.
You hard time building them, so you want to build the right bait on the Voodoo. But we put a 4/0, and we're using 4X wire, and what that means, that's the thickest wire that you can put in a hook. 4X is the maximum strength. And one thing we tell people, there's no skill on a Voodoo shrimp. You throw it and you just reel it. It's just a steady retrieve and a twitch. Now, I like it under popping cork, without a doubt. Everybody's throwing rattling corks and popping corks, and you don't need to get fancy on a really expensive cork. You can go buy a 79-cent cork, $1.79, doesn't really matter. Just pop, pop, and stop.
We can keep that wind down. We're going to find out tomorrow.
We'll find out tomorrow.
But you know, we are fishing tonight. It's just unbelievable. You can't get this past the redfish tonight. Now, we were out here fishing for trout. We catch some small white trout and other trout on this one and other baits, but this is it. You know, just like when gulp come out and some of the most popular baits around there, people say, well, they're expensive. Well, they last so much. I've heard people catching 200 trout on a bait.
You can, and there's a couple of little tricks. I want to tell everybody, this is go buy you some super glue. This is Loctite, Gorilla Glue, whatever you want to do. And the Voodoo shrimp is the only place that, and this is after 50 trout or so, sometimes this little thing will come off like that. There's a little hole here that fits that little eye ring. There's a hole in that shrimp. Sometimes this might tear, and what you do is you just pull that off, and you put your 2 or 3 dabs of that glue right there. You just take the Gorilla Glue and you put your dab of glue right on the jig head, and then when you put that back, you just hold it down. Just hold your finger down for 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 seconds, and that glue will seize that plastic on there and won't affect it, and it's almost indestructible at that point.
You know, I noticed today, when we're fishing in flats in the shallow water, and you weren't having trouble hanging up, and I was fishing around your kid, and I hung up a couple times, but this bait here sits, so if you fish any kind of bait, it sits on the bottom, busting. If you're going over rocks, it's got a tendency to bounce over the rocks.
It's like a skid plate. You put a little skid plate on a Jeep, and that's all that is just a nice flat surface. It's kind of designed after the shaky head, but what this will do also is plastic floats. So when you're on the bottom, that's how your bait is looking. It's wanting to float up. So this just ticks the shell. For flounder, this is deadly. I mean, during flounder season, we're coming up October, November. You know, I would prefer the little one for flounder and just tick it barely off the little shell and mud. So it'll stand up like that, and the plastic it'll actually stand up just like that on the bottom.
I hate to put you on the spot right now. Tell me right now, because we're probably going to do this again tomorrow, but tell me, what is your hottest colors?
This color, natural, it's gold, called Voodoo Gold. If you'll look at that bait, that looks like a shrimp. I mean, that is a dead on. It's got a little green on the back. It's got the little shrimp markings on the back, the little lines.
They got the
and
black
this is this is color number 8, and it's our top, the #1 seller is this one. Number 2 is a kind of a white shrimp. I don't have one handy, but it has the same markings, but it's more like this, more like a brown color. But this one has that clear bottom, and in the water. And I tell people from here on out, when we get this green water coming in, you know, our water's real salty right now, and it's getting real pretty. I throw this color, and I'm blessed because I was testing this bait 6 months before we launched it. And when that water got green and pretty, this just ate him up. That's called the Voodoo Gold, color number 8. And then in the stained water and stuff, you know, we did the LSU and we did all sorts of colors.
Okay, bring me in. We're getting ready. We fishing night right now. Gold's a good color. You got a gold.
Well,
glow.
all the eyes,
rig it up.
The eyes glow. This is a new color we're coming out with. This is called a Ghost with pink tail. That's going to be a hot
Rig it up for me. Let me go after them.
We're going to get after them. Now they come pre-rigged, but for expediting these bait, I've been getting the bodies in and rigging them myself. But they come pre-rigged in the pack, and there's a little hole right in there, and all you do is run that hook all the way through there. And this stuff, by the way, the material that this is made of is the same thing you made out of your tennis shoe soles. So when people, there we are, we're rigged up. Now, I'm gonna let you use this bait, but I'm not gonna give it to you.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like a pocket knife, bad luck too.
It's bad. If I give it to you, you ain't gonna, so I'm gonna keep, you know, it's my bait, but I'm gonna let you use it, okay?
Okay, that's good.
Until you catch a bunch of fish and you gotta give it back.
All right.
Okay?
Good job. When they come in, I'm gonna get a bunch of them.
There we go.
Let's go catch some fish.
Goose, there it is, bub.
Let's go.
I met him for you. You ready? Oh, you got him?
I got it on. I'll get the hook.
I'm gonna give you a great tip for night fishing on these piers. Now, traditionally, we'll hook that big jig head, that's an 1/8 ounce, and we'll run it on a regular 3.5-inch size wedge tail or any kind of soft plastic. Don't throw your plastics away. Take your plastics, and for night fishing on a pier, cut that down, and you rig this all the way in, where the hook comes right out of the tail. And this is a screw lock. And you just run it up on there. And you're gonna make a little short little, because they're hitting small stuff under these lights. And what you have now, just kind of straighten it out a little bit. Now look what you have. You have a little bitty short strike bait, and what that is that really is way smaller than what we're throwing traditionally, okay? So, and this is a 1/16 ounce, so you go to a little bit lighter jig head and just cut your bait down. And you throw that under the lights, this will get them. Great little tip. And you can do that with a Bayou chub, a wedge tail, any soft plastics. But I like wedge tails because this thing vibrates. This tail just vibrates the whole time. Go out and throw this a little bit. The trout. That's the small one. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I just wanted you to turn toward me.
That's a 12-incher. Nice and trout.
There we go. Flat. This is the eating trout here. That's good. Yeah, white trout, leave them alone. Got to get the white trout, leave them alone.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Kids, they're quite the little know-it-alls. You try to buy some light bulbs, and they tell you those are the wrong kind. That these can cut lighting costs by 70%. Then they go on and on about the time Dimco came to their school and taught them all these other great ways to save energy and money. Way to go, kids.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We're making the rounds. We fished east, we fished west, you fished in the middle, but there was also a special dedication going on.
Oh yeah, the dedication was going on at Boudreaux's Marina, called Boudreaux's Motel. They had a lot of dignitaries there, and by the way, while we mentioned Boudreaux's, let me tell you what, I have never stayed there, but I will be back. They got not only a hotel room, they got what they call a Boudreaux house. They furnished that. Thank y'all so much. It is so clean. Sleeps 18 on the water. You can pull your boat right up there. You can park your truck underneath in the shade. They got cleaning sheds and a ramp and everything. So thank y'all good. Boudreaux's hosted this. Thank y'all Boudreaux's one more time. Thank you for the tourism over there and all the people there, but especially, you know, who put this thing, wouldn't let it die, was Janet Rodas. So thank them. And this is it. We're going to start off with a little fishing trip and show you what we did. And Captain Gary Hart found these fish for us. In just a short time, we got enough of them to take some meat home.
And then when you get up here, smile at the camera. There we go. East Timberlake trout. Bring him over.
Yes, sir? This Captain Gary knows what he's doing.
Better fish, yeah. Very good. Swing him up in the boat. There we go.
That's a nice fish.
Jay, you're going to make a whole segment out of this fish.
All right. All right, lift up on him, Jay. All right, very good.
All right.
Very good, very good.
Gary Hart got us here at Cassatette, and we caught this beautiful fish. It's a beautiful Friday morning here out in the marsh. This is what it's all about right here.
Okay, we're at Cassatette. It's a large island that's north of East Timberlake, a few miles. Where we're sitting right now is a flat that's probably no more than a couple of feet deep anywhere in it. And it has lots and lots of oysters, and it normally holds a few redfish, so it's a good area to hit if you're out and trying to catch trout like we were this morning. Couldn't catch any, and we decided to duck in here and catch a few redfish.
We're back here right now, and it's getting ready to start October, November.
Right.
And then you better catch everything back here, right?
Absolutely.
And small trout are moving in already.
Right. Yep. Won't be very long. Around the 1st of October is usually the time frame. And from then on until May of next year, you're going to find the trout in the marsh. And it's going to fill up with redfish, too.
Redfish are everywhere right now. They've been on every point we've seen right now lately.
Yep.
If somebody wanted to fish with you and get in touch with you, How can he get in touch with you?
Call me at 225-268-9911.
9911.
Yeah.
You get a
or
call
go to the internet and look up lewisandharp.com.
lewisandharp.com. HARP. Been a long time guide, been here, former coach in Pride and Zachary and Baker area. I didn't realize him and I was the same age.
I didn't realize it either.
Well, you didn't want to know that, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, how many people you have talked to fish this March? I know there's a lot of people, you talk to a lot of people basketball, but let me go back in the water. But, you know, there's a lot of people you taught how to fish, especially down in Leeville.
Almost every day. Almost every day.
You got some people I know from Baton Rouge been fishing with you for years.
Right. And they bring friends and neighbors who are new to fishing down here, new to fishing anywhere, as a matter of fact. They just want them to see the action that we have down here. So we get a chance to teach people. It doesn't take but a short while. We get a chance to teach people how to fish daily.
It's a great fish. He hit it, and then he left it alone and came back and got it again. Only a fisherman with my extreme expertise could have possibly caught this fish. Nice fish. And that is typical of what we've done today with Captain Gary Hart. We put us on some spats earlier and a bunch of redfish. I think that fish is about a ½ inch smaller than the Lieutenant Governor.
I think it is too.
I'm very, very interested in maintaining.
Bigger than the Lieutenant Governor.
I'm interested in maintaining that friendship.
It's like playing golf with your boss.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in catching fish ever so much smaller than his. That's a beautiful fish.
Yeah.
And we've just had a great trip with Captain Hart. I can tell you that's a beautiful.
I want to go on record as saying I believe it's smaller than his also.
I appreciate that. You know where your bread is buttered as well.
Absolutely.
I'm the only honest man on the boat. That fish is bigger than mine.
That believes for anything negative that occurs, something positive happens. And yes, there was a bypass around Leeville, but now there's going to be a great boat launch with a fishing pier and a kayak launch, and now Leeville may be even better than ever, better than it was before. And so that's what I'm believing in and I'm focusing in. And thanks to Lafourche Parish government for the funding of the boat launch, Wildlife and Fisheries, the Greater Port Commission. It took all of those groups to fund this project, and hopefully by the beginning of the year we'll be breaking ground, and by spring hopefully there's going to be folks using the launch.
Just knowing the role that this boat launch is going to take in people being able to access seafood and the recreational fishermen, it's a pleasure today to present Launch Leeville with $12,000 that they can use toward any of the projects they're going to be working on for Leeville. And I believe Janet has a poster listing those projects right around the corner here. So get excited. There's some great things that are going to happen. And Janet, if you will accept this, we're glad to help out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is a grand day for Leeville. This is so symbolic of Lafourche Parish because as Councilman LaFont just said, so many people settled here after the great storm in Caminata because this was higher land. Unfortunately, it is no longer higher land, so our coastal erosion fight moves upward, and we remember Leeville for all that it provided us in the past. This is a rejuvenation of Leeville in an effort to say this is where we began. And that's so very important to Lafourche Parish.
In 1991, I came down with friends for the first time. Went out with Captain Vernon Robichaux, and it was 5 of us on the boat, and we limited out on trout and reds, and I fell in love. And he said, wait a minute, that doesn't happen every day. And I wouldn't believe him, and here I am today, still waiting for another big trip like that. But yeah, that's how I got my start in 91. And started Launch Leeville 2 years ago in a short amount of time. We've done a lot of positive things for Leeville.
This is a huge day for Leeville going forward to have launched Leeville off the ground. Leeville's always been on the map. It's been bypassed by the new bridge, but it doesn't change the fact that it's one of the greatest fishing places literally in the world. And you know, we know as Louisianians the great opportunities we have for recreation in our state, and I talk about it all the time to people outside of Louisiana. And we now have it validated. The Walton Family Foundation did a study to check out what wildlife tourism's all about, and that's fishing and hunting and bird watching and alligator watching and enjoying the swampland and the marshland. 82,000 jobs in Louisiana dependent upon that. Billions of dollars, $2 billion being spent by people who come in Louisiana and leave behind tax dollars. And that's what this is all about. This is about creating and sustaining jobs and creating an economic boost for Louisiana with people who are not Louisianians paying taxes here in Louisiana. And it's going to be a great boost for Leeville, for Lafourche, and for Louisiana. And this is a jumping off point for people who want to enjoy the greatest fishing in the world. And we did it this morning. And as always, we appreciate everything you do to promote Louisiana and to make Louisiana that special place that sometimes those of us who live here take for granted. And we should never, ever take it for granted because it's God's gift to us as Louisianians, and we want to share it with the rest of the world.
I want to thank God I got a job like I got, because I get to hunt and fish for a living. Yeah, pay myself. Thank you. Congratulations one more time. I'm going to tell y'all, this is a paradise we have in Louisiana. Y'all come on down to Leeville, and it won't be long. Public launch, public parking, and they're going to take more people. Even have kayaks. Huh?
Yes, we're going to have a separate kayak launch and a handicap fishing pier.
You're watching Paradise Louisiana, and this is a paradise.
Aerial Access Equipment has been serving Louisiana, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and Southeast Texas since 1998. Our trained sales staff has the expertise necessary to ensure our customers get the right piece of equipment for the job at competitive rental rates. Need help with choosing the right machine for the job? We'll come to your job site and recommend the right machine to meet your needs. Remember, quality, reliability, safety. Aerial Access Equipment, your aerial work platform and forklift specialist.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Introducing Powerade Ion 4, complete with 4 electrolytes lost in sweat. Powerade Ion 4, the complete sports drink.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and today we have a special guest in studio with us, Cole Landry, an LSU student, to tell us about an inaugural fishing tournament that's going to be taking place on September 28th. Cole, thanks for coming by. Tell us about the Up 21 fishing tournament. What's the purpose of this event?
The Up 21 Foundation stands for Understanding People with Trisomy 21, which is Down syndrome, and their mission is to provide support and education for teachers and individuals with Down syndrome, and to help foster an environment so that that individual can achieve its full potential in their community. And it's a new foundation, started in January of this year. So we're new, but we've done a lot to try and help out. We're trying to help benefit as many children and people with Down syndrome as we possibly can.
Well, it's a ground floor organization, and you guys are getting in on the ground floor to help them, and there's no better way than doing an event that both raises some badly needed funds, but also offers a lot of fun for fishermen, too.
Exactly.
Tell us how it's going to work.
The Up 21 fishing tournament is called Fishing for a Cause, and how that's going to work is it's either you can either fish out of a boat or a kayak. So we're trying to span it out to as many people as we possibly can, because not everybody has a kayak, not everybody has a boat. And what it is, it's the heaviest individual fish, redfish, trout, and flounder. And then we're doing a special category with a leopard red. So whoever gets lucky and catches a slide red that has a whole bunch of spots on it also places. It's $40 to enter. And with the $40, that includes a tournament t-shirt, a captain's bag with a whole bunch of goodies in it, food for the day after the event, and the great times, music. And I mean, it's like you said, you get to do something you love and also help out a foundation, so you kind of feel good about yourself.
Cole, let me ask you, if somebody wanted to donate prizes or anything else, how can they get in touch with you and maybe donate to your foundation?
Exactly, yeah, we still are accepting donations and sponsors. They can get in touch with me by calling my cell phone, which is 985-778-7788. And they can also email me at clandry1122@gmail.com. and we're willing to accept anything that we possibly can to help out.
Just to be clear on those categories, you have both a kayak division and a regular boat division,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir.
And so the same fish will apply, but you're actually going to be having two separate categories
Yes, sir.
within the same rodeo.
Yes, sir.
Where is that event going to be headquartered, and where are tickets available?
The headquarters is going to be in Bayou Adventure in Lacombe, and you can buy tickets. You can order them online. You can pay through PayPal at www.up21foundation.org, and or you can call me at the same number, shoot me an email, and I will also email you the registration if you want to send it in that way.
All right, so you also have a very special prize that's going to be raffled off, and I know a lot of our listeners and viewers are going to be interested in finding out about how they can get that. Do they have to attend the event in order to participate in that raffle? And tell us what that prize is.
Yeah, the raffle that we are auctioning off is an LSU-themed Wilderness Systems kayak. It has LSU colors all over it, Hook 1 stickers, which was donated by the company. And you do not have to be present the day of the event to get it. You can call me, email me if you want some tickets. You can mail in the money, and I'll write all the information down on the ticket, and if we pull your name, I'll give you a call, and we'll ship you the kayak.
There's any locations around your area, especially where it is, that some of the sporting good places that maybe you can drop off tickets and raffle tickets?
Yes, sir.
And applications.
Yeah, we do have tickets at Bayou Adventure and at Seal Sports Dive and Kayak Shop in Mandeville off Causeway Boulevard. You could stop him there, ask Rob, and he'll sell you some tickets. We did drop some off there with him.
And you don't have to leave from Bayou Adventures, where the weigh-in's going to be, to fish. You can fish anywhere you like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's no boundary for fishing, which is something that not a lot of tournaments do. But like we said, we wanted to, kind of open it up to everybody who wants to go out and fish. So we just made it open all in South Louisiana, anywhere you want to go. That you have all your honey holes if you want to catch any of the 4 species of fish that the tournament's for.
John, but if you ever see Paradise, Louisiana, we just did a show with the Children's Hospital, Miracle Leave, and had Down syndrome children on there, had twins. I've had a brother. We participate in a lot of athletic things, but he used to fish with us as a family. So it is very good that you're doing it, because a lot of people do not have a chance. A lot of children are born to elderly people with Down syndrome, and they don't have access to the outdoors, and that's a great thing you're doing.
Exactly, thank you. Yeah, and that's kind of the way Tyler and I kind of saw it. Is we wanted to, we got to a critical point in our life where we wanted to, help out and actually do something to help better the community and kind of do our part as citizens. And this was kind of the best way, because Tyler's mom actually started the foundation, her and a couple of her friends, and Tyler has a 4-year-old sister actually with Down syndrome.
Really?
Yeah, so we every time we go out, we like to get Brennan out there, and she was out there tailgating at the LSU game this weekend. She was having a great time. So
let me make you another offer. For in the future, and you get some of those kids that have Down syndrome, and you want to put on a fishing day for them, you let me and Don know, and I promise you we'll work something in there to have a fishing day at either Wish to Fish or somebody.
Exactly. That sounds like an awesome proposal, and I would definitely take you up on that. That would be a great day.
All right. We also have 2 sponsorships available. We're looking for someone to represent my radio show, Outdoors with Don Dubuque Radio Network, and also one for Paradise, Louisiana. So get in touch with Cole or Tyler if you would like to qualify for that. And how would they get a hold of Tyler? We gave your phone number up. How can you reach Tyler?
You can shoot Tyler an email at walthert@bellsouth.com, and he'll shoot you back an email with the same information that I will.
All right, very good. It's a great cause you guys are doing. A very noble effort. Wish you a lot of success, and we'll be looking forward to this continuing on for the next few years.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back with more. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
John here. Welcome to my kitchen. On those hot summer days, there isn't anything better than a cool tuna fish salad. One of the best ones around is made with Louisiana remoulade dressing. Make sure you add in your chopped celery, your chopped onion, your relish, chopped egg, your mayo, and remoulade. And we add all that to 7 to 9 ounces of tuna fish. And you will end up with a cool remoulade tuna fish salad. Look for the recipe at ParadiseLouisiana.com Try it today. It's wonderful.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and some big news announced. The red snapper season has been set for the fall. We only got 14 days out of it, October the 1st through the 15th. All your regulations apply, but there's more good news. There's legislation now that's been submitted that will make the first step in that transfer of the management of the red snapper species from the feds to the states in a regional position.
And that's in Congress they're doing this,
Exactly.
not only the state legislatures. And so we got about 5 or 6, 7 states that are included in this. Now that seemed like a short time. It seemed to me, 14 days, but everybody's saying, well, I'll take it or leave it, and I think we need to take it. So there's a lot of people looking forward to that season. Cool weather and everything is good. Don, I one more sad note. I lost a personal, very good friend and all the best people around. Jack DePolo passed away last week. Jack was the first president and the original guys that put together founding fathers of Big Eye Bass Club that started way back in the 70s. I used to, one time stretch in my life when we were working together with the city, him and I would fish every week together. To his family, my condolences to his 2 sisters. What a great loss. And to Mike Barnett, who was his closest friend, hey, my condolences. Now, good news right now. Coming up at the Louisiana Wildlife, I know this is supposed to be a calendar event, but Louisiana Wildlife Foundation, a fundraiser that helps get money and raise money for Louisiana wildlife and fisheries. They got their live night or their wild night, the live oak radiums over there at Phil Withers. They'll be coming up on October 3rd. The rest of them, we got some lady events coming up. You'll see it on the calendar.
Well, the 28th is going to be a big weekend. Angling Against Autism. We talked to Cole Landry about that benefit tournament for Down syndrome. We also have one for autism. It's going to be September 28th, Dwaron's Landing in Stevensville. Check with Dwaron's or call Mooney Bergeron. His number's on the screen there if you want to get signed up for that bass tournament. Also, Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, they got their National Hunting and Fishing Day coming up that day, and they've got celebrations going on over at Waddill here in Baton Rouge, Woodworth Outdoor Education Center in Woodworth. In Monroe, it's going to be at the District 2 office, and at Minden, it's at the Bodcart WMA.
Well, like I said, we might better get somebody to go to Minden. I'm planning on being again in Alexandria. We have some of our people, I'm sure, going to be here at Waddell. So
it's a big event, lots of activities, anything to do with the great outdoors. You'll find it at those National Hunting and Fishing Day celebrations. All right, we'll be right back with a fishing report on Paradise, Louisiana.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood. Because we're based in Louisiana, with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
These engines run for thousands of hours to prove we did. With 20% more cleaning agents than before, Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline.
The gasoline protects your engine better!
Awkward. Try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
No other gasoline protects your engine better.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And Gary, we're talking about trout transition. They're already moving in on Highway 1. A lot of the kayakers are catching some trout on the inside there. That's good news. Redfish still continues to be the most common fish. They're even starting to pick them up over in the Big Lake area out west and everywhere in between there and the Mississippi state line. So if you're looking for redfish, easy to find.
Well, the redfish, I got reports all the way from Venice, the same thing. Them boys, you can just name your spot and go catch redfish. Well, in fact, we did the same thing when we were fishing with Jay Dardenne. Captain said the trout sort of got warmer. He was waiting for the tide to move at 11 o'clock. We had to get back, so Gary Hart went inside and found some pockets up in the marsh, found some points where the water was moving, and we caught 4 or 5 redfish. and let the lieutenant governor smile and holler like, oh, well, it was a good deal. Caught some beautiful fish. Like you said, redfish are everywhere. Same thing, we was catching redfish off the dock under the lights, especially on the east side of Big Lake. You know, but what they wait, we fished deep water, shallow water, but when they fished in transition, I can't tell you where to go. Reports I got from Brenton Sound, Stone Island last week, them boys went back the following week or 3 or 4 days later, didn't do nothing, had to find them. I talked to A.J. Vicari, he found them in Bell Island. Now, I don't even know where Bell Island is, but it was not far, it was where the crow flies, about 9 miles from Stone Island, so they catching fish. You got to move, you got to listen, network. Watch these shows, look on the internet, find out where they're at.
All right, what about freshwater? Only thing I can tell you is Jeff Brule says that Pearl River is improving, but it's still an early and late bite there. Spillway, got some water problems there. Going to take a little longer for that to come on.
This is the time of year that you can float or wade a little pockets as the Amy River, Cold-Meat River, and the Paul Benny River, Beaver Creek. All these little creeks and that water's clear. Now, if you get a storm, you better wait 3 days before it come back to catch them. Let me tell you a surprise one. Daniel Reed caught another one of those big brim. A few years ago, we saw somebody had a chinkerpin, lake runner, red ear, all kind of names.
Shell cracker. Yeah.
Shell cracker. You know, he caught one out of False River again. It was big. It was almost 12 inches long. It was a beautiful, it's a good friend of Chris Lecoq. His name was Daniel Reed, False River. I heard they had a run on a brim at False River. And same thing at Old River. I heard they had a few brim being caught. I went to Spillway a couple weeks ago. I couldn't catch a brim. I caught 1 or 2. Couldn't even catch sunperch. I don't know what's happening. But when I find out, I promise to tell you. Even the fish that we were catching up in the central part of the state, and a report come from Mike Clark the other day, he fished all day long because it was hot, waiting for the lake to turn over or whatever. He had 3 fish. But when it turned, it's going to turn quick.
And you mentioned about how good those catfish were. You don't forget catfish. It's a good time of the year to catch all the different species. The channel cat, the flathead, the blues, all of them.
Everywhere you go, that's where they catch catfish. That's it.
Load up and go get them, and then come back and see us again next week right here on Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana would also like to thank these sponsors.
Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Aerial Access, the leader in aerial work process. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Farm Bureau Insurance, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Gemco, First South Farm Credit, Area Wholesale Tire Company, with tire programs for tire dealers.